Hello, I'm Witch Hasel, and I am the good witch of the forest. Yes, I'm the good witch of the forest. I am here to tell you the great tale of Fantaghiro. Yes, woo! Now, the love story between Romolando and Fantaghiro is one of the greatest all-time classics. If you have never heard it, it's simply because you're not in Italy. Okay, so now you're going to hear it. Yes. Okay. Now, a long, long, long time ago, there were two kingdoms. These kingdoms ruled, of course, by two kings. And these two kings fought constantly. They fought for so long that no one remembered exactly why they were fighting. Crazy, yes? Well, so we will take a look at these kingdoms. Now, over here you have this one king. And this king had 3 daughters. That's right, 3. The first daughter, wise and wonderful, Catherine, right? Catherine spent her days doing exactly what her father wanted, exactly what her father taught at all times. She wove, she listened, she did, she instructed, she tried to teach her bad other sisters to follow in her footsteps, because that was what Dad wanted. Yes. Okay. Now the other one, what was that name again? Well, it doesn't matter, because she was so vain she spent the entire time looking in a mirror. Do you believe she spent all of her time just sitting there looking at a mirror, looking at herself, as in, what wonderful eyes you have, and oh, mirror, mirror on the wall stuff. Never did anything, just looked in a mirror. Who would ever want to know her name? Okay, fine. Her name is Caroline. And then, of course, there was Fantaghiro! How many times have I told you about reading? You read? Down the well! Yeah, so that was Fantaghiro. She wanted to be a knight. Well, I, a good witch of the forest, did I mention I was a good witch? I found Fantaghiro kind of upset and lost and angry at her father. In fact, she was beating up on this harmless, defenseless tree that dropped all of its apples and fruits and whatnot on top of her, simply because her father screamed at her one too many times. Right. Okay, so I come along and I meet Fantaghiro. And I transform myself into the likes of one of the night spirits that will sit there and train with her. Yes, and so here I am as the night spirit, and I train her how to use a sword. And while she's doing this, in the other kingdom, yes, the other kingdom, there was something going on. But back in this kingdom, the king was having a bath, and his advisor walks up and says, "Sire, there's been a problem with the war. We haven't we haven't done a great defeat, have we? Oh, no, nothing like that. We haven't lost a terrible battle? No, no, not at all. Well, what? Well, it's the enemy, sir." "Yes? What's happened to the man?" "He's dead." "Huh? How dare he die on me without telling me?" "He died of old age." was younger than I was. Well, so I guess that means the war will not continue. Oh, no. The war will go on. But, oh, time doesn't stand still for any of us. He has he has a son. And that son is commanded by 2 generals. So, instead of facing 1 enemy, we will be facing 3. So in the other kingdom, you have Romolando. And brave Cataldo and wonderful Vivaldo. Yeah, whatever. So, he's sitting there and he's looking at it all. And he's saying, bread must be distributed 3 times a week. But you can't do that, sire. Why not? The people are hungry. It's war. We will end this war. I am tired of fighting. The people are tired of fighting. Why should I fight a war that I know nothing at all about? So, we will put a challenge to the other king. And we will tell that king that my champion, or rather me, I will challenge their champion to a duel. And the winner of that duel will decide who won the war, and then we'll see what happens after that. Right. Okay. So, Romolando travels off with his companions to try and tell the other king this news. Meanwhile, in the forest, Fantaghiro is training with her knight, who looks at her and says, Fantaghiro, take your bow and arrow, aim for the sun, Fantaghiro. And she says, but I'll never hit it. Of course you won't, if you do not try. You must always try. Even if the sun is an impossible target, you must still try for it. So she pulls back her bow and lets swing a mighty thing. Or something. Then, thud. Arrow hits tree right in front of Romolando's horse. Horse then gallops and is startled and wonders, and off goes Romolando through the woods on a mad dash, and there she goes running because he's chasing and no one knows, and all of a sudden there she is, hidden in the forest. And he's hacking through all this greenery, going, forest, all these brambles and trees, and the good witch of the forest appears and says, you need not like it, if that is, you need not stay here if you do not like it, and that is how you feel. And Romolando says, I'm sorry, I was tracking a girl in the forest, and I needed to find her, because I saw her eyes, and her eyes were the most beautiful, incredible thing I've ever seen. I would love nothing other than those eyes. And the good witch of the forest, that's me, says, look for those eyes in the eyes of a mortal, for she is a wood nymph, and you have startled her. And so Romolando goes off and he creates this wonderful thing where he has all the maidens come to the court and has nothing but their eyes available because they are covered completely with veil, and he has to sit there and look at their eyes, and he still doesn't find them in all of the searches. And all of a sudden, back at the other kingdom, the king accepts the challenge, and Fantaghiro, dressed as a knight, takes her 2 sisters, also dressed as knights, and goes to meet the valiant Romolando in the champions' duel. And the champions fight, except they don't fight. Nope, you see, first what happens is Romolando challenges her to a, was that right? A hunting challenge? A hunting challenge in a forbidden forest where it's forbidden to kill animals because it's guarded by a sacred beast who is a dragon asleep in a cave. And that dragon eats only women. So he goes with Romolando into the cave, and she comes out alive, and he comes out alive. And so, are you following this? I'm not. But at any rate, the hunting was a not really success. So he then challenges her to a swimming contest. Now you might think, no, Fantaghiro, don't do it! She does it anyway. She accepts the challenge, and she sits there, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the debacle, she finally draws steel, and he draws steel, and they're finally fighting. I think. Do you think? But at any rate, in the middle of the battle, Fantaghiro sort of wins because Romolando sort of lets her win, but she won't finish him off. She's supposed to kill him there, doesn't want to do it. Leaves ashamed, angry, upset, confused, goes home to father. King Romolando goes off to meet the new king. And he places his sword in front of them and says, these are my friends Cataldo and Nivaldo. And the king says, you will keep your crown and your kingdom and your people on one condition. You must marry my daughters. And so Ivaldo marries one, Cataldo marries the other, and then, oh, but he could marry Fantaghiro, couldn't he? Yes, I think he could. No, I couldn't marry anyone. My heart is lost because I cannot find the eyes that I fell in love with in the woods. And I will never see anything as beautiful as the wood. No. And Fantaghiro shows herself, and he realizes that the eyes are the same. The two fall in love. They get married, and you would think happily ever after? No, this is only the beginning of the story. Yes. For then we have the bad witch of the forest, the evil Black Queen, and we have Tarvas, the Prince of Darkness. Ah! And his father, whose name you cannot say without weeping, Darken. But back to Tarvas, you have sorry, parched after all this speaking, and I'm almost not even aware I've gotten it all done in, am I even on time? Tarvas, where did he go? Well, I'll find him. Meanwhile, enjoy the rest of the tale, and you can see this too if you watch Fantaghiro on DVD, Region 2, 5, and I think that's about it.